Imagine a world where the government controls everything. Businesses, schools, even your thoughts. That's the terrifying reality of fascism, a political ideology that's often misunderstood. People try to squeeze it into boxes labeled left or right, but fascism doesn't play by those rules. It's a shapeshifter, borrowing ideas from both sides to gain power and crush opposition. To truly understand fascism, we need to look beyond these simple labels. Fascism emerged from the chaos after World War I. Europe was in ruins, and people were angry, scared, and desperate for change. Traditional systems seemed broken, creating fertile ground for radical ideas. Into this void stepped figures like Benito Mussolini in Italy, who promised a strong nation through unity and order. It was a seductive message, especially for those who felt forgotten or betrayed by the old ways. Early fascist movements were economic chameleons, constantly shifting their strategies and policies to fit their immediate goals and consolidate power. They'd adopt policies from both the left and the right, depending on what suited their need for control. This adaptability was not just a tactic, but a core feature of their approach to governance. Sometimes, they nationalized industries, putting them under government control, a move often associated with the left. This allowed them to exert direct influence over key sectors of the economy, ensuring that resources were aligned with their political objectives. Other times they'd cozy up to big businesses, promising profits in exchange for loyalty, a tactic more aligned with the right. By securing the support of powerful industrialists, they could bolster their regime's stability and gain financial backing for their ambitious projects. This economic opportunism makes it difficult to pin fascism down on the traditional political spectrum. Their policies were not driven by a coherent economic ideology, but by a pragmatic approach to maintaining power and control. The economic policies of early fascist movements varied widely from country to country and even from leader to leader within the same movement. This variability was a reflection of their primary goal: to adapt and survive in a rapidly changing political landscape. Fascist regimes would often change their economic strategies based on the immediate needs of the state, whether it was to mobilize for war, stabilize the economy, or suppress dissent. This flexibility allowed them to respond quickly to crises and maintain their grip on power. The economic puzzle of early fascism is a testament to their ability to manipulate and control various aspects of society to achieve their ends. Understanding this puzzle requires looking beyond traditional political labels and examining the specific historical and social contexts in which these movements operated. In essence, early fascist movements were economic chameleons, constantly adapting and evolving to ensure their survival and dominance in an unpredictable world. Mussolini's Italy provides a stark example of fascism's economic maneuvering. While he initially embraced some socialist ideas, his focus quickly shifted to consolidating power. He forged alliances with industrialists, suppressed labor unions, and implemented autarky, a system of economic self-sufficiency. This blend of state control, private enterprise, and nationalistic fervor defied easy categorization as left or right. Section 5. Hitler's Germany, rearming and rebuilding under the swastika. Hitler's Germany followed a similar path, though with its own terrifying twist. The rise of the Nazi regime marked a period of intense and aggressive rearmament, coupled with a sinister agenda that would lead to one of the darkest chapters in human history. The Nazis implemented a program of forced labor and economic exploitation, particularly targeting Jews and other minority groups. This was not just about economic gain, it was a calculated move to dehumanize and marginalize entire communities. While they oversaw massive public works projects and rearmament programs, these initiatives were designed to serve the regime's militaristic and ideological goals. The construction of autobahns, for instance, was not merely for civilian use, but also to facilitate rapid military mobilization. Their ultimate goal was not economic equality or prosperity for all. Instead, it was about creating a war machine capable of conquering Europe and beyond. The economic policies were geared towards self-sufficiency, preparing the nation for prolonged conflict. It was about strengthening the state, preparing for war, and fulfilling a twisted ideology of racial supremacy. The regime's propaganda machine worked tirelessly to instill these values in the German populace, creating a society that was both complicit in and victim to its own government's atrocities. The rearmament was not just about building tanks and planes, it was about creating a totalitarian state where every aspect of life was controlled and directed towards the Nazi war effort. This period of rearming and rebuilding under the swastika set the stage for the devastating global conflict that was to come. Section 6. Echoes of the Past. Fascism's mark on today's world. The specter of fascism hasn't vanished. We see its echoes in the rise of authoritarian leaders, the spread of hateful ideologies online, and the erosion of democratic norms. While these modern movements may not perfectly mirror the fascism of the 20th century, they share some disturbing similarities. They exploit fear and division, scapegoat minorities, and promise simple solutions to complex problems. Section 7. Beyond the headlines, spotting the signs of modern fascism. Identifying modern fascism requires vigilance. It's not just about economic policies, it's about a mindset. Look for signs like the suppression of dissent, the erosion of press freedom, the demonization of opponents, and the glorification of violence. These are the hallmarks of a dangerous ideology that seeks to silence opposition and consolidate power at any cost. Section 8. The dangers of labels, why left and right fall short. The terms left and right are often used to categorize political ideologies, but they can be misleading and overly simplistic. Trying to squeeze fascism into a neat left or right box oversimplifies a complex issue. Fascism is a multifaceted ideology that cannot be easily confined to a single political spectrum. It ignores the core elements of fascism that transcend economics, the cult of personality, which often revolves around a charismatic leader who demands absolute loyalty. The obsession with national unity, which seeks to homogenize the population and eliminate perceived threats to the nation's purity. The disdain for democracy, which is seen as weak and inefficient compared to authoritarian rule, and the willingness to use violence to achieve its goals, often justified as a means to protect the nation. These characteristics can manifest in different ways, making it difficult to rely solely on traditional political labels. For instance, a regime might adopt socialist economic policies while maintaining a fascist social structure. This complexity requires a more nuanced understanding of political ideologies, one that goes beyond the binary of left and right. By focusing on the underlying principles and behaviors, we can better understand the true nature of political movements and avoid the pitfalls of oversimplification. In the end, recognizing the limitations of labels allows for a more accurate and comprehensive analysis of political ideologies, fostering a deeper understanding and more effective dialogue. Section 9. Thinking for ourselves, the importance of critical engagement. To combat fascism, we need to be critical thinkers. Don't just accept information at face value, especially from sources that benefit from division and fear. Question narratives, seek out diverse perspectives, and engage in respectful dialogue. Education and critical thinking are our best defenses against the seductive simplicity of extremist ideologies. Section 10. A call to action, rejecting fascism in all its forms. Fascism, in all its forms, is a threat to human dignity and freedom. We must be vigilant in recognizing its signs, whether they appear on the streets, in our governments, or online. Let's commit to building a world based on empathy, understanding, and respect for all people. Only then can we truly say, never again.
So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's turn the page on a new adventure together. Get ready to experience books like never before, only on VBook 360. Like, comment, and share to support the channel and keep the video magic alive. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, every video has a story, and every story deserves to be shared. See you in the next video.